Good morning. This is English 8 for Wednesday, April the 8th. We're going to talk about adverbs a little bit, getting ready for a task that's coming up real shortly. So first, let's review. Adverbs answer what questions? Adverbs tell us where, when, how often, to what extent, or why. If you remember, adverb clauses, remember a clause has to have a subject and a verb, but it's dependent. It cannot stand on its own. And it must be introduced by a subordinating conjunction. Please look in your book at page 203. And if you have not highlighted this, I want you to highlight it. Page 203, look at number 5. These are your subordinating conjunctions. Read them out loud while I say them. You're in there in your bedroom or your kitchen or your living room or wherever you are doing this. I need you to say these because I really need you to know them. Ready? Here they are. Your subordinating conjunctions. These introduce an adverb clause. After, although, as if, as much as long as soon as, because, before, if, in order that, lest, since, so that, than, that, though, unless, until, when, whenever, where, wherever, whether, and while. Okay, those words introduce an adverb clause. There are subordinating conjunctions. Remember, clauses have a subject and a verb, but they cannot stand alone because they do not express a complete thought, okay? Because of the coronavirus, we are not having school, okay? Because of the coronavirus cannot stand alone, okay? It is an adverb clause because it's telling us why. Now, we are having school, by the way. We're just doing it on distance learning. I do want to remind you that all of these grades do go in my grade book. They do make up your fourth quarter grade, and you need this grade. You need to pass. You have to pass your online classes in order to graduate from 8th grade. We want you to pass to 8th grade. I do want you in my 7th grade class, okay? I want to whine next year that I don't ever get to see you except at lunch, okay? But I want you to pass, so I need you to work really hard at this, okay? I know it's different, but you're strong. You've got character, and you want the best in life, and this is one of those things that's going to teach you to separate. You know, struggles make us stronger if we let them. And you have an opportunity to become a stronger, better student because you're going to have the character to see this through. And I'm proud of you for that. You guys, as a class, you're doing super, super well at turning in your work and turning it in on time. Do remember that if you don't do it on the day that it is due, I still let you turn it in, but I take points off that it's not turned in on time. And your little form there is submitted with a day and time. A couple of you need to stop trying to do homework at 11 o'clock at night too. All right, but let's look at exercise A on page 212. I am so bored without you guys. Okay, page 212. I'm so ready for you all to come back. I know you guys, when you come in, you're like, I won't complain about school. I'm bored at home too. I know it's boring here without you. My drive, I used to be this quiet time with me, and I'd listen to Grace DeGros, and I'd listen to Dr. Treber, and I'd pray on the way in, and then I'd get to school, and it's loud, and it's rowdy, and it was an exciting day. Now I have that quiet ride, and I still listen to Pastor and Dr. Treber and all that, and I pray, and then I get to school, and it's quiet. Boring without you guys. I missed you. All right? All right, page 12. You should be there by now, okay? Exercise 8. We're going to underline one-word adjectives, okay? And then we're going to put parentheses around phrases. And we're only going to put parentheses around the ones that are used as adverbs, okay? And then number 3, we're going to put a bracket if it's a clause. Kind of the same thing we've been doing, okay? Number 1, if you multiply a single-digit number by 9 and add the digits of the answer, the sum will always be 9. All right, what words do you see are adverbs? And there's some key words in there that we know, okay? There's one word, always. always. Always tells us when. Always. So underline the word always. It's an adverb and it's a single word. Next, let's look. Do we have any phrases? Remember, most of the time our phrases that are adjectives are going to be prepositional phrases. So let's look through. Do we have any prepositional phrases? Well, we have the prepositional phrase by 9. Is by 9 an adjective or an adverb, though? By 9 tells us multiply by what? By 9, we're multiplying. So yes, it is an adverb, okay? That is the only adverb that we have. Now, what about a clause? Clauses have to be introduced by a subordinating conjunction. So what's the clause? If you multiply a single digit number by 9 and add the digits of the answer, that is our clause. Begins with a subordinating conjunction, and since it's at the beginning of the sentence, it ends where there's a comma. All right. Number 2, Roman numerals did not have a representation for 0 when they were first developed during the rise of the Roman Empire. First of all, do we have a clause? When they were first developed during the rise of the Roman Empire. That whole thing is a clause, so put brackets around it. Now, do you have any words that you know are automatically adverbs? You have the word not. The word not is always an adverb, so underline it. Okay, what about a phrase that's used as an adverb? During the rise. During the rise. That tells us when. Of the Roman Empire is not part of that. During the rise. Okay, that is a adverb clause. Okay, pi is the ratio of the circumference of a circle to its diameter. But because it is an irrational number, the exact value of pi can never be determined. What's the clause? Because it is an irrational number. Put brackets around that. That's our clause. Okay? Do we have any phrases? We do not. Do we have a single adverb word? We do. The word never. Never tells us when it can be determined. Never. So it's an adverb. In 1873, William Shanks calculated the value of pi out to 707 places, but because he made a mistake on digit 528, the rest of the calculation were completely wrong. It's kind of like doing long division, isn't it? Okay, first, do you see a clause? Because he made a mistake on digit 528. That is a clause, so put brackets around it. Now, do you see any phrases, adverb phrases? In 1873 tells us when. In 1873. Next, on digit 528. That is also an adverb phrase. It tells us where. Where did he make the mistake? On digit 528. Okay? Do we have any single adverbs? We have the word completely. How wrong was it? It was completely wrong. Or to what extent was it wrong? Completely. Okay? Number 5. If 3 regular shapes have the same perimeter, the polygon with the most sides will have the largest area. Okay? So, do we have a clause? Sure. It begins with the subordinating conjunction. If 3 regular shapes have the same perimeter, put brackets around your clause. Do we have any phrases that are acting as adjectives? I hope you didn't say with the most sides, because that describes what? That describes polygon, and polygon is a noun, so that is not an adverb. So no, there are also no single adverbs. Number 6, because they are based on mathematical principles, game theory and game design require the designers to take math classes in college. Why do you need algebra? In trig, if you're gonna work a lot of things in computers, you have to know them, okay? What is your clause? Because they are based on mathematical principles. That is a clause. Put brackets around it, okay? What about any phrases? In college. When do you have to take the classes? In college, okay? There are no single adverbs. Number 7, in math, if one does not memorize the basic rules, he will struggle to solve even moderately difficult problems. Okay? Is there a clause? Yes, begins with what subordinated conjunction? If. If one does not memorize the basic rules, put brackets around that. That's my adverb clause. What about phrases? In math. Very good. What else? To solve even moderately difficult problems. That is also an adverb clause. Okay, are there single adverb words? Well, the word not is always an adverb, so we're going to underline that. And what else? Even, moderately are both adverbs. Okay, moderately describes difficult. Even is an adverb describing how or to what extent was it moderately, even moderately. Okay, look at exercise B. We're going to cross out the cross out and cross out the IN so that our directions now read circle the correct word in parentheses. Alyssa can play the piano better or more better than Jeannie can. Alyssa can play better because we're comparing two girls. Number 2, Jennifer felt real or really bad or badly that she had not arrived earlier to help with the decorations. How did Jennifer felt? Jennifer felt really bad. Okay, she felt bad. How bad? Really bad. Okay? Cole did well or good on his STEM project. He did well. Tiffany was feeling some or somewhat tired after the basketball game. She was feeling somewhat. Remember, the word somewhat is an adverb. The word some is an adjective or a pronoun. Haley played her flute solo exceedingly good or exceedingly well because she practiced all month. She played her flute solo exceedingly well. How did she play? She played well. Sean ran the faster or fastest of all 4 contestants. Sean ran the fastest because there were 4 students. Number 7, Brad and Antonio did a good or well job. They did a good job on the some or somewhat difficult task. On the somewhat difficult task. Remember, good describes job, so it's an adjective. Somewhat describes how difficult, so it is an adverb. Look at exercise C. It says cross out any incorrect adverbs and make corrections where necessary. If a modifier is misplaced, circle it and draw an arrow to where it should be. I want you to do exercise C as your homework right now, page 212, exercise C 1 through 6 as your homework. Have a good day, guys.